My former boss had this habit that we do in e-staff. It was like this little ritual where he'd say, all right, we're going to do 3 feeling words. And like half of the room would kind of like groan or eye roll. But it was a really great ritual. And I figure I'd try it because it gets you talking about things often that you might not otherwise bring up. And so I'm going to try it right now. My 3 feeling words, Saturday at 8:58 p.m. Heavy is my first feeling word. I took a week of feedback and I invited all this feedback from extraordinary people that I revere. And I feel heavy. I received a lot of feedback and it's just really critical for me to sift through. This is the stuff that I'm listening to that I need to think about versus these are the things I actually need to act on right now. And the best piece of advice I got from Yvonne was
Don't think about that. You can worry about that later.
okay,
But
that's good advice.
let's
Actually,
talk about
that's my favorite advice because you just told me I don't have to think about something right now.
This is a problem for a future McGuire.
So heavy is the first one. It's manageable, but I feel heavy. The second feeling word I have is just grateful. I'm feeling exceedingly grateful because never in a million years did I expect the people that I've gotten to talk to this week to take time out of their schedules, not to just meet with me and hang out and be able to talk about all sorts of stuff, but that they would show up to these meetings and dig into my business plan. All of them having just incredible, not just feedback, but interest in my business and questions for me. It's one thing to meet, when you get to a meeting and you have questions for someone else and you're getting feedback. That's great. That's par for the course. But the fact is, so many of these folks were asking me questions and getting me to think and really introspectively just reflect on some of the decisions I'm making with my business. The third feeling word is okay. And that might not be going where you think it's going. I think when you get heavy feedback, and when there's, balancing with that heaviness, this feeling of gratitude that had happened in the first place, it's easy to get overwhelmed and to let it just completely take over. In fact, it's really easy to just get all that feedback and just do it all. If someone had, on a whim, they had a piece of advice, it's really easy to just say, well, I got to do that and just add it to an action list. I think that's the worst possible thing to do. And the reason I feel okay is I am fairly confident in 80% of the decisions I'm making in the core of my business. I feel like I'm going to wake up in a year, 2 years, 3 years and not feel like I'm wildly burned out. And I think it's critical because I'm starting a business where I get to do the stuff that I love to do. Does that mean every single moment of it is fantastic? No. Of course, there's lots of stuff that feels like a distraction or lots of stuff that just has to get done as opposed to things that I want to do. But overwhelmingly, the mission, making learning engaging and fun, like I am exhausted right now, but I am so happy with that mission. And at the end of the day, that's why I feel okay. I feel okay with this. I think there's good input that's going to affect some of the stuff on the margins, and yeah, certainly a few things that came out this week that are going to affect some of the critical ways that I'm looking at the core of my business. But I feel confident in what I'm building. I feel confident in how I'm building it, and I feel okay with that balance. So with that, those are my 3 feeling words. That is the exercise in feeling words. And that same person who ran these executive meetings, who had the 3 feeling words thing, said to me yesterday, he does not make it through all of these videos because he literally sets screen time, which is a brilliant idea on his Apple devices for certain apps. So I'm now going to say that this is beyond the time I think he'd watch. So let's talk about some things that I got nothing else to say. I'm just going to keep this one tight. Thank you so much to everyone. I'll end. I have another Yvonne clip I'll end on, but I just want to say to everyone who took the time this week, thank you. This was a blast, but it's time for some rest. So to anyone watching this on Saturday, get some sleep. To everyone watching this on a Sunday or a Monday or Tuesday, whatever's going on, I hope you are finding that you are achieving some level of balance, whether it's work and life, certainly the balance of both of those. And if you're not achieving it right now, I hope you can find that balance soon. But I feel balanced right now. That is a 4th feeling word. I feel balanced as well. Anyway, take care, everyone. Have a great rest of your whatever day it is. And I'll see you all out there.
And it's really interesting. He goes through various characteristics of how he qualifies a founder, but it's like we're looking for somebody with conviction. But also what's interesting, and I'm like, that's very much fits you, is he uses the term, they are highly disagreeable, meaning they disagree with people all the time.
You know, watching that clip of Yvonne, I could not agree more. Anyway, thank you for watching this update video. Also, it's McGuire. Brandon,